and welcome to Behind the Mic Radio. I am your host, Dawn Mack, and so very glad to be here with you on this Tuesday evening. How was your day today? I hope it was a great day. My day was great. We saw sunshine again in North Carolina, which has been kind of it's been scarce and missing over the last 3.5 weeks. So we are so glad to see some Carolina sunshine back, and I hope where you are that you had sun today too. I want to welcome everyone to the show tonight. We are waiting on our guests to call in, and before we launch into that, I wanted to briefly let the listeners know, in case you have not heard, it was released today. The autopsy results were released preliminarily. I think these were the preliminary autopsy results, but released on Cory Monteith, who is the star of Glee. And it is apparent, they found in the initial findings, that he died from a lethal mixture of drugs and alcohol. They found heroin in his system. So it's very sad news coming out of Hollywood today about Cory Monteith. I was so hoping that it was not going to be drug-related, although there was much speculation that that was what had happened. And especially, from the police reports, they were all kind of leaning to the idea of leading us to believe that that was what was going on, since they did say up front there was no foul play suspected. But so very sad. Hollywood has lost another great actor, which, had his struggles with drugs and alcohol addiction, and just most recently pulled his most recent stint in rehab as of April, but came out of that, and in May, he and girlfriend Leah Michelle, I should say fiance Leah Michelle, were going away on holiday. He looked great. There were reports that as recent as 2 days before his death, he was in great spirits. He was happy. He was a picture of health. There seemed to be no evidence that he was, had fallen off the wagon, so to speak. So this is a very, very sad day, as the news was very shocking to all of America when we heard over the weekend that he had passed away at the young age of 31. And of course, he joined so many celebrities before him that died of a similar nature. And I tell you, it's a real problem, folks. And we just have to ask ourselves, I know I saw a tweet, that indicated that he, a tweet indicated, when are they ever going to learn? And I don't think it's a matter of them learning. I think it's a matter that they struggle. They have an addiction problem, and the addiction has hold of them, and it can, creep into the recesses of their life at the most unexpected times, and it can be quite detrimental to their lives, especially if they are trying to get help, as in Cory's case, and some of the other celebrities have. It's a very hard battle. It's a daily battle, and it's one that is hard to, it's one that's just hard to kick and overcome, and then to remain clean is a day in, day out walk. So it's very hard, and my heart goes out to anyone that has that problem, because it is a battle. It really is a battle, and unfortunately, he did lose his battle. So we are terribly, saddened by that. So our thoughts and prayers go out to Cory's family and to all the cast and crew of Glee, and to, especially to Leah Michelle, who not only lost a co-worker and a colleague and a friend, she lost her boyfriend, and so unexpectedly. And I've been there. I know exactly how she feels. It's not a good place to be, and it's very, very disheartening. So nonetheless, it is indeed quite tragic. So we are moving on to a little bit brighter news. We're so very excited to be welcoming in our guest tonight. Looking forward to having him on the program, and he should be calling in momentarily. We're just waiting now for him to call. But you know him best from The Young and the Restless, currently where he plays Detective Alex Chavez. And he's doing quite well in that role. We are enjoying seeing him play the role. But some of you General Hospital fans out there may remember him, where he starred previously in the role of Diego Alcazar on the ABC daytime drama General Hospital, of course. But he also has starred in many, many other things. I mean, the list is so extensive, most notably for the web series Soap Operas of Day. And he has also held roles most recently on CSI. I saw some, social media chatter about that recently. And also he has been a guest star on Ghost Whisperer, House, MD, and Lincoln Heights. That's just to name a few. But he also... when he's not acting, he also has band. So we have lots to talk with him about. And so we want to welcome in now Ignacio Serricchio. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well.
Well, good. Well, thank you so much for taking time to be with us this evening.
Oh, absolutely. No problem. It's my pleasure.
I was just talking about how much we are enjoying watching you on The Young and the Restless, and I just want to begin by congratulating you on such a successful role. You play Detective Alex Chavez so very well.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's very nice.
Well, I'm kind of curious, how you landed the role, because after seeing you in this role, I can't think of another actor out there that I could see in the role, playing the role. It just fits you so well.
Thank you. Well, basically, they were trying to bring in a new cop, a new detective, and I had met with Jill, spoken to her a couple of times, and I gave her my 2 cents on the way the character would be, and and we were both on the same page. I said that I saw the character the way I'm portraying him, really. With that New York sass and sarcasm and humor and stuff, but also maintaining the seriousness of his profession. And we both agreed, and we went with it, and they gave me room to play, and we created a nice relationship where now it's pretty amazing. I mean, the writer, Josh, the head writer, he knows me, he understands me, and it's almost like I couldn't have written those things better myself or even said them myself, because every time I get a script, I go, oh, man, that is so creative, and that's something I would say in real life, or I would love to say. So he understood me and the purpose of the character. So it's pretty amazing when that happens.
Well, I'm glad you shared that, because you do. The role fits you so perfectly, and I must share that one of my favorite scenes, that I've seen you. Well, aside from the first couple of scenes where you made your entrance into Genoa City, and you just brought that sarcasm and that sass and that, direct, I want to get right to the bottom of this kind of attitude, But I love the scene where Victor was shot and you were just on it. I mean, and it was just so intense, and how you played that out. It was just brilliantly done, and so kudos to you for that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Well, one of the things, I'm curious about, as I'm sure many fans are, is what has it been like for you to be back on daytime television? Because, previously people followed you on General Hospital when
Sure.
you were playing the role of Diego. So what has it been like for you?
It's honestly, I feel like I got a second chance to show, or rather to put into practice everything I learned while being on General Hospital, even away from General Hospital. It's almost like I got a second chance to perform on daytime. I'm not to be a super critic of myself, but I felt like, sometimes there were parts of in General Hospital I felt overwhelmed. I mean, maybe it was my age, or maybe it was that I was surrounded by people that knew what they were doing, and they've been doing it for so long, and it had been my first job on TV, and now I feel so much more comfortable, and since I understand the medium and I know how to, I also understand not only what happens on camera, but behind the camera. I know what everybody's job is and how things work, and you know, when you understand that, you can come back to that environment a lot more comfortably. You know what I mean?
Most definitely. Now, you know, on Y&R, your character is such a contrast from Diego, and you know, you're the street smart detective on Y&R, but you were this bad guy, really bad guy on GH. So, you know, you played both. Which do you prefer, playing the role of a bad guy or a good guy?
I mean, the thing is, though, on GH it's I mean, I always say that the bad guy always thinks that what he's doing is right. So, you know, I had fun reaching into that very dark, disturbing side with Diego, but with Alex, I get to, you know, it's a little bit lighter, but still with the important things, and when things get serious, he's very good at what he does, and that's why he's been doing it for so long, except after losing his job, right? I mean, but
yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. You know, Chavez has done quite well for himself, you know, since coming to Genoa City. I mean, now he's working on the police force, so, I mean, it doesn't get any better for that. And working for Paul Williams, I mean, nonetheless. So, you know, it just doesn't get any better for
absolutely.
that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
You know, now, you've said many times since taking on this role that you've described your character, Alex, as having a very dry sense of humor, and he's real direct and to the point now, which we have seen many times already. But would you consider yourself to have similar characteristics to your character?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm like that very much in real life, and a lot of our castmates will tell you that I've always had that very dry, almost acid-like sense of humor. I don't know if it's because I'm Argentinian and we're known for that. But yeah, and that was one of the things that I was able to apply that to the character, and almost, you know, create different layers. You know, you can not like him. You can think he's arrogant and a prick, or you can think he's funny, or you can think he's actually insecure, or, you know, there's so many things. So it adds a little more. It's a little bit more interesting, you know. I try to kind of bring the way I would react in certain situations. I try to bring that also on screen because do what you know, and if you do what you know, it's as natural as it can be.
It definitely comes across as being very believable, and so with that said, do you think it's a safe assumption that if Chavez were a real person, that you and he could be, you know, that you would be friends in real life?
I mean, personalities like that, you either, you know, you get along really, really well, or you butt heads. Actually, one of the members of my band has a very similar personality to me, and the other guys always say, man, you guys are going to kill each other, but we've known each other for about 10 years, and it just works, you know? I mean, there's moments where I've known that guy for a long time, and there's moments where you think that we're gonna kill each other and fight, but no, it's the way we communicate, you know? But we leave we leave it all on the table. We've always been very direct, and I'm like that too, you know, and sometimes people can't handle it, but it's definitely the way I like people to talk to me, you know, just whatever it is, just be 100% honest and direct, and I'm either going to like it or not, but at least you get a concrete answer, and you're not in that shady gray area.
That's probably why I like your character so much on YNR, because I tend to be very much that same way too. And I don't believe in sugarcoating anything. I mean, I believe that the best way to be honest, sometimes you just have to lay it out there, and not everybody's going to like what you have to say, but it's the best way to be, because people are not left wondering where you stand on an issue or what you think about something. It's very clear.
Yeah. And I don't expect everyone to like me, but at least it is what you get, and you either accept it or you don't, and there's not that midpoint.
That's so true. I'm not a gray area kind of person. It's either black or white for me, So, and Chavez kind of comes across that way too. It's either this or that. There's no leveraging power. So,
absolutely.
Your character has just, it's come on so strong, and fans just love him. But as your character is starting to evolve in the show, what is something, this is not asking for storylines or anything, but just something that you would like to see, happen with your character moving forward, a direction that maybe he could potentially take, or you would like to see him take?
I kind of want him to. I'd like for him to get very close to someone. Doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be. I'm not saying romantically necessarily, but basically enjoy. I mean, really get close to somebody, and have to test his. I think he's. He hasn't been able to dive into a person in terms of feelings and letting it all out there, you know what I mean, and showing his true personality. I think always very protective and defensive. So,
well, we're waiting on your character to do that too. Believe me.
But it's good. It's always good. The build-up is always good, and I believe that not every situation has to be dramatic and stuff, and there's other ways to react to things, but. I like to see a storyline that really challenges his love for somebody, or show him caring for somebody.
And I think you would play that kind of a storyline very well. So you heard that, fans. If you're listening and you want Alex Chavez to take that direction, you need to write the writers and let them know, hey, we need to do something. See, I think it would have been cool if Alex could have hooked up with Sharon initially, because I think he is the one character on that show that could have straightened her out. But, of course, he's got his hands full with Abby. There's no doubt about that.
Sure.
Now, you have been quite busy, outside of YNR Blade, recently guest starring on CSI. Talk a little bit about some of the projects that you've been doing when not on YNR.
Oh, yeah, no, I've been very fortunate to do some guest stars, and then I just finished a movie with Danny Glover and Danny Trejo called Badasses, and I get to play the lead bad guy in that. And that was a lot of fun. So yeah, anytime I get a chance to do something outside, it's always good. It keeps me sharp.
Oh, yeah. Now, as many people know who have followed you for a number of years, you've had guest starring spots in CSI Miami, Ghost Whisperer, The Client List, just to name a few. But and you've worked in primetime and daytime. Which type of work do you say you enjoy more?
It all depends on. There's so many other things. It's not so much. It's all about dialogue and the character and the story. I mean. I think right now, whenever I get a chance to go to YNR, I get very, very excited, and I'm absolutely loving it. And so far, in the last 2 years, it's been the best thing to be a part of. I don't think it matters whether it's daytime, prime time, or it's a movie or whatever. If I like the story and the character, and then that's it. It doesn't matter to me the size of it.
And you just spoke about that the movie Badasses with Danny Glover, and that's pretty exciting, because I understand that's in post production and that's due for release sometime in 2014. And but you've filmed movies in the past, but is that something that you would like to get, into more and more if the opportunity presented itself?
To do film?
Yeah, to do more films.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's another pretty challenging medium. Yeah, I want to do everything. That's why I'm always doing theater, stand up, everything that this great art has to offer. I want to do.
Yeah. Now, there is one thing I want to talk to you about, and because I love music, and I understand, you just mentioned this a second ago, your band, Sudaca, and tell us a little bit about your band. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really fun. I'm actually picking up a conga right now, an instrument right now, while I'm talking to you. We're a cover band. We play like Gypsy Kings and Buena Vista Social Club. We do some stuff in English, but it's all very, very fun dance music. I sing in Portuguese, Spanish, English. We do everything, and it's just to dance. It's really live music and energetic music. That's what I like.
Well, how long have you guys been together?
This band is fairly new. I mean, I've known these guys for a long time, and I played with them before. But this is the first time that we decided to unite as a band. I mean, I usually during the week, these musicians play at different places. I myself play with other bands, and we finally went, you know what? Let's do our own thing and see what happens. And it's going to be good. Tomorrow we have a show Thursday. Just a smaller set, and then we have the big dance party August 23rd.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, now I know that you're a seasoned musician. What instruments do you play?
Percussion, like cajon, congas. Yeah.
Oh, my son, he just graduated from high school, and that's his forte as well. He is very much he loves the percussion aspect. My youngest daughter's also loves it, but he's really been hammering away at those drums since he was 6 years old. So he is going to go off and do things with that now. I think.
I wasn't ever quiet or peaceful enough to grab a piano or something, that didn't make so much noise.
Yeah, God, I understand. I've lived through that pretty much for the last 18 years, so I know all too well. So, do you guys write? Are you doing any writing of your own original stuff, or is it all just covers?
Sorry, what was that?
I said, you guys writing any original stuff, or are you just doing all covers right now?
Oh, we do. No, we're doing covers. We'll be doing some original stuff for the movie that I wrote, but for now we'll just do a bunch of covers, just stuff that people know we can have fun.
Oh yeah, definitely. Now another side of you that many people may not know is you've also done stand up, and I'm curious to know if that's how you got your start in this business, or if that's just something that kind of evolved along the way.
No, that was basically my mother getting sick of me telling the same story time after time at the dinner table. She said, go try it in front of people who will pay you. Stop annoying me with the same stuff over and over.
Your mother was a very smart woman, it sounds like.
Oh, yeah, very direct and to the point.
There you go, my kind of person. So I take it that you did get paid for telling the same story over and over, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you have done so many things along, entertainment. You've done so many things along entertainment lines. You're actor, musician, stand-up comic, etc. The list goes on and on. What aspect of this business would you like to pursue that you haven't tapped into yet? Would you like to do some writing, directing, producing at some point?
Yeah, I'm just signed on an executive producer for a film. I wrote a film that we're going to shoot next year, and so yeah, I've been doing producing, and I'm I'm an executive producer of this film now, which is going to be good. And directing, yeah, eventually. I mean, I've directed theater, but I haven't directed film yet. But I kind of want to get to know that world a little bit better before I dive in.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And of all the things that you do in this industry, is there some aspect of it that you enjoy the most?
I think it's the fun that I have with I'm playing with actors and even crew members and stuff. All the, when you get a nice rhythm going and it's a nice environment, it transfers through the screen, and I think that's important to get along with everybody. So I like that. I like the relationships that I come out with, and usually it shows on screen if you work well together. Like with Greg Ricard. I mean, with Greg Ricard, we have a fantastic relationship, which also allows us to take risks while we're working together because we've established a nice relationship together.
Definitely. And it shows. Yeah. I mean, it shows. It comes through on screen.
Thank
it's very evident that you guys, are all a very close-knit cast. And there's one question I want to ask you before we close, and that is,
Sure.
The passing of Jeannie Cooper. How did you actually have an opportunity to work with her at all in the time that, when you came aboard on Y&R?
No. I met her at the photo shoot for the 40th anniversary, and just, within seconds, I knew this woman was the real deal. Really fun. Grabbed my crotch, which I was very honored. I honestly wish I could have known her more, but I felt like in that little time I saw who the real Jeannie Cooper was, and I could tell by everybody's reaction and appreciation for her. I mean, a person like that is very rare to find.
Yeah, and, it's a huge loss for Y&R, a huge loss for the industry, too, and all of daytime. I mean, she just is such an icon. And, yes, it's interesting that you would mention the whole grabbing the crotch thing because that was actually in her book, and I asked her about that once, and she affirmed it. But it was kind of her way of initiating any of the new guys going, hey, you're welcome to the club kind of thing,
She doesn't.
Hey, only Jeannie Cooper could have gotten away with that, right?
Sure, for sure.
Oh, well, Ignacio, it's been so wonderful having you on and just chatting with you about your career in Y&R. And thank you so very much. And we wish you much continued success as you move forward.
Thank you so very much. I'll talk to you guys soon, okay?
All right. Take care now.
Y'all take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We've been speaking with Ignacio Serricchio, and I can't roll my tongue. I can, only once. But what a pleasure. He is incredibly busy, as you can imagine. He has so many things going on and is doing so well in so many different areas. And so we didn't want to hold him too terribly long this evening, but want to say a huge thank you to him for giving us a little bit of his time. We appreciate it so much. And want to say a huge thank you to all of you who tuned in tonight to listen. He is awesome. I absolutely love his character on Y&R. He is one of my favorite characters right now. Of the new crew, as I like to refer to them, that have come aboard on Y&R. I just like his gutsy style and the way he makes the character his own and really does. It comes across on screen. And as I was saying to him, one of the reasons why I like his character so much is because of his directness and just the way he lays it on the line and he tells it like it is. And that's my kind of person. I love dealing with people like that because you always know where they stand and you never for a moment second guess or question, where they are on something. It's very clear. I think I really do enjoy his character quite a bit, and as I know many of you out there do. So I hope that you enjoyed our interview with him this evening. It was quite a pleasure having him. And now I want to make an announcement for a guest that get ready that we have coming later in the week. Now, this is not a daytime star, but you will remember this person. She's not been on television in a little while. She's had some guest starring roles here and there, but you will know her best from the Waltons. How many Waltons fans do I have out there? Raise your hand. Okay, good. Well, we will have on Thursday at 7 p.m. Mary McDonough, who played the role of Erin Walton. And she has written a book. She is a public speaker. She is a life coach. She's a director, a producer, a writer. I mean, she's done so many things since those days ago of being on the Waltons. And so we're going to have a lot to talk about. We're looking forward to that. She will be here at 7 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. So if you were a Waltons fan, as I was, I hope that you will be able to join us. And so that is going to wrap our show for this evening, folks. Thank you again to Ignacio Serricchio for being our special guest, and also to all of you for tuning in. And if you're brand new to our program, welcome aboard. We are always glad to have new listeners, and we hope that you will be back again here real soon. So with that, I'm going to wrap and wish everyone a great night, and we'll see you again real soon. Take care, all. Good night.
Thanks for listening to tonight's show. You can connect to Behind the Mic Radio on Twitter at BT Mic Radio and on Facebook at Behind the Mic Radio. Check out our website at BehindTheMicRadio.com. Also, follow us right here on Blog Talk Radio, where you can stay up to date on all upcoming shows. Every episode is available for immediate download upon the conclusion of each broadcast, and as always on iTunes. Thank you for joining us.